romantic one, but now they've seen you with somebody new. Now they feel there's less hope than they did yesterday. They are hopeful that you have forgiven them or that you will someday, but they're nervous that because you are with somebody new, that it will result in not being able to have that conversation that maybe should have happened a long time ago. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day so far. I hope you have some good weather. Let's dive in with the Egyptian tarot. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do offer those, and my email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's also in the description box below, and I've also recently launched memberships if you would like to get some additional content. Hello, Bitchy Tessa. Hello, Afro Beauty. How are we doing? Miss you too. We've got the King of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is somebody who is realizing that you may be falling in love with somebody new. The King of Swords is somebody who is, I feel, observing something. So this could be happening in the future. Does not have to be something that has already happened, but this is somebody seeing you with a new love and being concerned because it looks like you're happy. It looks like you have let them go, and it makes them feel that even though they've come back around in hopes of repairing things with you, that maybe what they actually have to do is just keep it to themselves and keep it moving. Thank you. You're so sweet. Hello, Co-Create. How's New Mexico doing? Hello, April. How are you? Oh, thank you. You two are so sweet. So we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse and the Chariot. Yeah. The thing is, I do think there's a little bit of a hope on their part that maybe, just maybe, even if you get into a relationship with this new person, there will be some issue down the line. Honestly, this feels to me like they're saying to themselves, yeah, but like that new person might mess it up too. They look at you as somebody who doesn't mess around. So you may even be this Chariot, but they feel that they still might have a chance with you if, you know, maybe you break up with this person because they mess it up. Hello, how's it going, Pharaoh? I hope you're having a good day. What else do we have? Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and a Hierophant in the reverse. So they found out that you've received an offer, that you have met somebody new, and the 10 of Cups is clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. So this feels to me like they can tell you're happy. They can tell it's probably going to lead to a relationship, or from what they've heard or what they've seen on social media, this is likely to end up in a relationship. But the Hierophant is in the reverse. And I feel like this is because the King of Swords is thinking to themselves, now I don't get to show off that I have like these new shiny like morals and like principles, and I was going to do right by you. 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. So they're hoping that your new relationship ends. 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, Knight of Wands. So it's like this card is telling me they want to find a good place to keep watch. They want to be able to see like the moment things go wrong with this new person, or they want to be in your life and a friend so that they can influence you, create some sort of confusion or illusion that makes you feel maybe this new person isn't really in it for the long term, or they don't understand you the way that I do. Sorry. This is the Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith. Hello, Layla. How are you doing? Aw, that's really sweet. I love that. Hello, Lauren. I hope you're having a good day. This is definitely a love reading, so don't you worry. What do we have? Strength, Tower in the reverse, and the Six of Cups in the reverse. So they feel like they are a little bit surprised that you were willing to move on. Maybe they felt you were comfortable flirting or you were comfortable threatening to move on. But in terms of actually like putting yourself out there or meeting somebody that you would actually get, you know, the warm fuzzies for, they didn't expect that. So it makes them feel that you've changed your opinion on them or that you have decided it's not really worth your time to wait for them to figure it out. They were stuck in this Six of Cups in the reverse, which is a karmic lifestyle. So clarifying the Hierophant in the reverse, this is also saying you didn't really feel like your morals or your principles lined up with this person from your past, the King of Swords. Like, you know, if I lived my life the way you live your life, you wouldn't even like me. You know, like they have double standards. They expect more from you, or they expected more from you than they were willing to offer you. So with the Five of Pentacles, again, however, this time in the upright, and the Five of Cups, you were able to basically say, look, this is not going to work, or you blocked them. You put it in the past, even though I feel like it was a bit painful for you to do that. I still feel like there are times where you think to yourself, was that the right thing to do? Was I like overly harsh? Was I, you know, a jerk for that? It doesn't feel to me like you were. It feels like this was somebody who showed you that they weren't taking you seriously. And if you show me that you're not taking me seriously, then why should I take you seriously? You know? What's up, Tiana? How are you? Are we back on studying? So 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So the 7 of Cups energy is very closely related to the King of Swords. It's their like pattern. I'm going to make it seem like there's a lot more going on, or I'm going to make it seem complicated, or I'm going to make it seem super simple when it's not. They don't want you to know the entire picture or what's really going on. So I would think you would describe them as quite secretive or elusive, not quick to communicate the clear and concise truth. So I think that's why you ended up saying, you know what, like, if all I get with you is like smoke and mirrors, then can I at least get high? You're like, this is weird. Like, you're not even like telling me what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen the next day regarding this connection. So how can I rely on that? How can I think about a long-term connection with somebody when, you know, they basically tell me one thing and then do another? So you cut this person off from your past, or you put that connection back where it should be. I don't think you were quick to do so, because the Five of Cups is here. You may have held space for them for a little while, but eventually you started to look at that as a bad use of time or the wrong choice for yourself. Five of Swords, 10 of Cups. You felt like you were going to, if you kept holding space for them, you were going to risk missing out on your actual 10 of Cups. Why should I hold space for somebody who's demonstrated that they can't really take me seriously, or they don't have that long-term commitment goal, and risk potentially meeting somebody who is legit, like falling in love or wanting to be in love or wanting to have that happy life that you see for yourself? This is the truth is. Thank you, Tiana. Hello, Vichitata. How are you doing? Resentment, hurt, and bitterness over unfair treatment. Abusive, emotional or physical abuse. Well, I'm really sorry. Any of you that relate to that abusive card, you don't deserve to be treated that way. I think you already know that. I think you've already taken action on knowing that because you've come out as the strength card. But this is somebody who is manipulative or worse, and they don't know how to treat you in a romantic way, perhaps because the energy that they grew up around or the people that they were dealing with didn't really show them how, or that wasn't really the approach people take. Does not justify treating you the way that they did. What else do we have? So you decided that it would be better to just be friends. I don't know if that's necessarily 100% of you. I would think that's more that you decided this isn't going to be a romantic connection because I can't count on you to communicate, right? We're on different pages. We're incompatible. So that's where you sat. You said, you know what? Okay, you showed me that this is not a good use of my time, or that it's, not looking like we want the same thing. So if that's true, then I should probably want something different, right? Hello, Johnny. How's it going? This is the Morgan Greer. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Swords. Another Five of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles. It's a lot of earth energy, so we could have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Sense of loss after somebody felt like they were blessed. Hearing that this break you're on, or this, no contact, is not just going to be an intermission. If you've connected with somebody new, the chances that they can come back around and be in your life, even as just a friend, probably also questionable, right? So they're trying to figure out, what's my next play? What's my next move? Because I don't know how to get back in your life. I don't know how to make sure that this next relationship you want to be in is, not going to last, because I want to have a second chance. So they're trying to figure out how to communicate, even though there is this no contact or this breakup tension between the two of you. And I think they find it much more difficult because of how you view them. You're not looking to be like as, compassionate as you can be. You might be civil, you might be respectful, but this is somebody who's played too many games for you to be like hanging on every word. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. That's so great. Thanks. Awesome. Okay, cool. You're like, I don't know about that. Hello, Upper Echelon. How you doing? Hello, Rainbow Warrior. I hope you're having a good day. We've got the Seven of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Again, long term. So we've had the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles each twice. Right? Yeah. And it's looking like this relationship is more compatible than the previous one. You rejected this person not just because of how they treated you, but because of how they approached the connection or how they approached communication. And now after a while of protecting your peace, now you found somebody who actually lines up with what you're looking for. I don't think this person's from your past is going to have very much chance at all to get you to walk away from something like that. So they're going to apologize. So the way I'm seeing it is somebody knows that you've started seeing another person, or knows that you might be about to get into a relationship. And it's a little bit much for them to see that. So if they see it on social media, they're going to scroll real quickly. If they hear about it, they're not going to mention anything. They're not going to say anything. They're not going to react. but they're going to at some point justify messaging you and apologizing. They may pretend they don't know that you're with somebody new. They're going to do exactly what they shouldn't. And I feel like it's going to be initially flowery and friendly, and I want to make things better. Hey, how's it going? And then if you don't return that energy, or if you are taking too long to respond to them, it's going to turn on a dime, and all of a sudden they're going to be like, "I knew you would be like this." You know, like the resort to the low vibrational thing again, and you'll be like, "This is why I didn't want to deal with this person." Some of you may have already blocked this person. Some of you may decide to block them at this point. Some of you are not interested in communicating, and others of you are going to be very clear, like, this will be the last time we talk. I wish you well, but do not contact me again. I do feel like it's not going to go the way they want it to. This is the Pulp Tarot. So flowery. What else? My favorite, Justice. I think I did put this in the karmic or the karma and justice pile or playlist. For those of you that don't know, I have like 7,000 plus videos on here. Most of them are shorts, to be fair. But I do have playlists for the long form, like the live stream videos, in case you want to dive through the archives. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Five of Pentacles again, this time, second time in the reverse. This person's coming back around because they want to apologize, but they're volatile. I feel like they're about to freak out. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like finding out that you're with somebody else. That really irritates me. I've got to do something about it. But when I approach you, I'm in such a mood that whatever little thing you do that could potentially make me mad, it's definitely going to make me mad. So why would you want to talk to that kind of energy? I feel like for a lot of you, the way they feel is how they made you feel. They might have been a big flirt. They might have just really enjoyed making you feel like you were not a priority. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? They see somebody else making you a priority. Ace of Wands, another Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands. This makes them feel possessive over you. I'm not going to lie. They see somebody else, like, I don't know, taking you out to dinner. They see somebody else cooking you dinner or going on a date with you around the town square, whatever. And it really bothers them. It's the fact that you look happy. If you were just out and about and you look kind of like bored or distracted, they would have been just fine. I really feel like it would have been, frustrating, but it's the fact that you look happy. And it makes them feel like they got to do something. But it's like when you put together an outfit and you have not done your laundry. It's like, well, we can tell you tried. Thanks, but like not the best look you have. They're not in the best frame of mind to come through with an apology because they're not thinking about it as, gosh, you know what? I reflected on how I treated you. I thought about what it must have been like from your perspective. And it makes me want to apologize and make sure that you understand that I'm going to work on those behaviors. No. It's more like, I'm going to apologize because I see that as the venue or like the way to get what I want, which is to make you again acknowledge that I am your person and you are my person. It's like they're not seeing the apology as what it's meant to be. They just see it as a way to get what they want. Thank you. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? So we've got the Two of Swords, Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the King of Cups in the reverse. this is like trying to make you choose between like wearing a brand new outfit or a wet swimsuit. Like, yeah, your ex is the wet swimsuit. Nobody likes that, man. Look, they're going to try to make it seem like they have a great offer for you. They're going to make it seem like you should choose them. But I don't think they realize just how unappealing their offer is to you, based not just on what you know about this person from your past, the King of Swords, but also because you've got somebody who's been treating you with respect. Another Ten of Pentacles. This is somebody who wants a long-term relationship with you and who respects you versus somebody that you've walked away from that has been nothing but manipulative, you know? So yeah, they're mad. They're mad because you have fallen in love with somebody else or you're about to. This is the Earth and Bone Oracle. Oh, you can make such a difference there. I hope that goes well, Matt. Thank you for taking care of those animals. So we've got the Portal, number 39, and Beloved. Originality, idealism, progression, opening and accessing. You opened the door to other love potential. You decided to no longer hold space for this person. And when you did, I feel like it was a little bit like, floodgates. Either just a lot of emotion for you from somebody or a couple of different options. But it is this love from this new person that may actually finally teach this person from your past a bit of a lesson, because I feel like they've been real resistant or real stubborn, not wanting to change their perspective. And I don't really like the idea of, you don't know what you got till it's gone being a good approach to lessons, but that could be how this person is being taught a lesson. Hello, Hope. How are you doing? Yeah, it does feel nice when that happens. So we've got the Lovers. Courtship. There you are, dating your new person. And when they see it, when they hear about it, when somebody talks about it, your ex loses their mind a little bit. I don't think they feel like they can react. You have bad health, family room in the reverse. I feel like this is somebody who's going to hide their pain or their heartache. They may not have a lot of close friends, or they may feel the people that they would normally talk to about a difficult day would not understand what it means to them if this is happening with you. They may not have really told anybody how much you actually mean to them because that's weakness, or because they would make fun of you, because they don't think we should be together. There's an opinion they have of themselves that they have to meet certain rules or requirements or perceptions, and maybe you don't meet that, or maybe you're just like very different people. You or your person from your past, this King of Swords, one of you have moved or made a lot of change in your life, perhaps with your profession or with your community. And it's probably you because you've met somebody new, but it could be both of you. Makes them uncomfortable because they are not the person you think about anymore. They know that there's somebody else on your mind in like a lovey-dovey sense. All right, so this is the Edgar Allan Poe. Hello, Ivan. How are you doing? That's not what we're doing here. But you can talk to my live chat about it if they want. All right, so we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse. The Ten of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Swords in the reverse. They're going to tell you some falsehood, this King of Swords from the past. Make up some story or exaggerate a situation that they're going through. And I think it's because they want you to feel like they need you. but they're going to ask you to sacrifice something. It's like they find out you're supposed to go to a wedding with this person, or they find out you're supposed to like, I don't know, move in with somebody. This is them trying to find a way to wedge themselves into your life by using a difficult situation as, you know, kind of like calling on your compassion. Like, I want you to feel bad for me. I'm sure if you do feel bad for me, then you'll abandon this new person because you've always wanted to take care of me. They've felt for a long time that they had you pretty securely in their sights or like on the back burner, and that whenever they decided to come back around, you'd be there, you'd be available, you'd be excited if they were willing to prioritize you. Aw, that's sweet. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say we don't really need that. See you later, Ivan. Good luck with your issues. The star in the reverse. That's probably really confusing for people who don't see the live chat, but it was a comment about bodily functions. We don't need that. Four of Cups and the star being in the reverse. I feel this person is overconfident that they could create some justification for coming back in your life. It seems you really are set on this new person. This Ten of Pentacles keeps coming out because you're thinking about the long term. Yeah, it might feel great if you come back and apologize and it seems like you want to do right by me, saying something that I wanted you to say for a very long time. And yet, can I actually imagine this going well for 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years? Not really. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't see how you would have learned in such a short time frame the like ability to actually like treat me right and do so over a consistent period of time. So I think you just end up doubting that this person could do the long-term thing because they seem to be so all over the board anyways. In other words, I'm not sure there's really anything this person could say to you. It kind of feels to me like you've already made your decision that you really want to see where things go with this new person. True. I agree. No worries. Y'all are good. So we got the Seven of Wands in the reverse. And the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Interesting because there's somebody who's investing in you, which I feel is the Seven of Pentacles. And the other choice on the other side of the Lovers is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Two sevens. And the Seven of Wands in the reverse, the person who is, I think, feeling burdened, or honestly, the word I want to use is attacked. They feel like it's so unfair that you're dating somebody else. They feel like, I don't know if I really want to say it that way. I don't know if I want to say it that way. They feel like you were always supposed to be theirs, and somebody else like claiming you is like unforgivable. That's not really how this works. You get to choose how you live your life. They don't own you. Cut to Leslie Gore. We have the Moon and the Page of Wands. This is an interesting Page of Wands because there's literally like a demon chasing the dude, which is not something I've seen on any other card. This is a person who is communicating with you out of desperation because they feel like they might actually lose you, but they are still secretive. They're still hiding something. They're still struggling to understand how to approach a connection with you in a respectful way. All right, let's get a few from the What's the News. What else do we have? Love bombing. That's the person from your past, all right. Overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. They will apologize only if it's for personal gain. They cannot do it with that actual, like, genuine intention of, oh crap, I actually like messed up and I probably should have done that better, huh? And then we have SOS, distress, act with urgency and assistance needed. They're going to tell you, SOS, I have this issue. And, you help me so much. You're the best. Could you like help me? Actually, no, I'm not available. This is telling you, no, don't go hang out with this person. They're just doing whatever they can to try to find a way to mess with the fact that you're happy with somebody else. You've got this peace, harmony, happiness thing going on, and they're doing something illegal, or they're trying to be, the word steal could just be they're trying to steal you from the person that you're falling in love with. The blues, scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. And red flagged, warning signs, take heed, and risky situation. I think for the majority of you, you're going to know that the best thing to do is to prioritize this new connection, this person that you really do care for, who has been treating you right, and not get caught up on this person's drama from the past, because there's probably a not so great reason why they're trying to involve you in that in the first place. What else do you need to know about this new person? Kind of curious to see if, I would guess this is somebody who is going to be relatively understanding if you have a conversation with them about this. Yeah, this is somebody who really enjoys spending a lot of time with you, and this is somebody who is absolutely thinking about the long term. They think that you are pretty amazing. You line up with what it is that they're looking for. So they're daydreaming about the possibilities with you. And they think you might be their soulmate. Again, some of you may still need to meet this person. This could be a little bit of a heads up for you, because somebody would want to cause you drama. We've got beauty and conflicted. Some of you may be falling in love with a person that is not your usual type, or it could be somebody who's a person you would have considered like a little out of your league. You may have felt like you needed to be a little bit like pulled back from this person, because I do pick up on some conflicted energy. It could just be because of the person from the past, but it could also be a little bit of self-doubt. So remind yourself that you're awesome. Okay. This healing is what is making it so much easier for you to let go of the past and focus on somebody who is looking to treat you right. Resistance, secret admirer, suppressing, timid. Chemistry. So this new person, they held on to their feelings for you for a little bit, or they may try to kind of delay when they tell you just how much they feel for you. I do think that there's a lot of chemistry between the two of you, and when things are really taking off, that's when this other person comes back. Let's see how they handle that. This is the Path of Shadows. What's up, Galaxy King? I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for the giggle. So we've got isolation, Harpy and avoidance. Wow, isolation and avoidance. So here's the thing. I think this is going to be somebody who, the new person that you're possibly in a relationship with or you're falling in love with, I do feel like they're going to encourage you to handle the situation on your own. I do think they're going to trust you to handle it respectfully. But I also think they know that they can trust you a lot more than they can trust this person from the past. So I do think they want to be available to you if you need something, but they want you to feel like they're not judging you on how you have to handle this. In the solitude's embrace, I found my own echo. I whisper in the shadows, my voice finds no fellow. And the harpy says, a creature of many guises and storms I soar, amid virtues and vices, a reflection of life's score. Yeah, so the thing is, this King of Swords thinks they're playing games, but they're actually like kind of looking a little bit like a clown. In the dance of shadows, I conceal and evade. Fear's veil keeps me distant in the dark's cool shade. What they don't seem to understand is that somebody is more comfortable being vulnerable and available to you, this new person. And it's really highlighting for whoever I'm reading for that this King of Swords wasn't willing to do that. Oops, I don't think that's what I wanted. This is the Overthinker's Oracle. What's up, teams? I hope you're having a good one. What else? I really feel it's over. Tricked out of my blessings. You can't stop fate. They still feel like you're fated to be theirs, but that somehow they've like messed it up. They may have a reputation being a player. I'm afraid to commit. I'm going to confess everything, and I wish I could go back in time. I would have treated you better. I never meant to hurt you. I was so immature. I wish I had chosen you, and your love was true. Missed opportunity, and whoever they dealt with after you, they considered to be a downgrade. Might have taught them a little bit of a lesson in terms of appreciating you, but perhaps not in a timely fashion. All right, let's get a couple from the Energy Oracle. What else do we see with this new love connection, please? Caring connection and deceit. So in other words, there's that King of Swords who is coming from your past, does not need to be a man. Somebody who's willing to lie or love bomb in order to get your attention because they see you falling in love with somebody else and it makes them jealous. But as long as you are able to find a way to protect your relationship or that new person, communicate in a very, respectful manner, I think it'll be just fine. There's something here about you being able to minimize your contact with this King of Swords. Generally speaking, if you're dealing with somebody who likes to manipulate the situation, less is more. Don't give them more information to use against you, right? I'm a very talkative person, but you got to know how to choose to be quiet instead, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.